So we have the 2026 tournament bracket for the women's National Invitation Tournament. So let's go talk about it. So we had the Fab Four, and there was both games are on the 1st of April. And we have Illinois State defeated South Dakota 67-60 in Vermillion, South Dakota. And Marshall defeated Arkansas State in Jonesboro, Arkansas. It was a battle of the Sunbelt schools. I could see that, being a good one, and it was. I thought that before the game happened, because conference rivals, and it being like the semifinals of the tournament, in both our conference opponents, like whatever happened the first matchup, and during the regular season, you're gonna want to avenge that loss, and also you're gonna want to go to play for a championship. You're gonna be, both teams are gonna really fight hard, and no matter what championship it is, both schools really want to play for that championship game, and it's going to be in Huntington, West Virginia, on the campus of Marshall, as Marshall takes on Illinois State at 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. It's on CBS Sports Network is the Women's National Invitational Tournament. And George Washington, Illinois State did host the first 3 rounds of the tournament, but they did not host the Fab Four game. And Marshall hosted round of 32, the second round, but they were unable to host round 3. But they were able to host round 4. They were able to host round 4. I thought maybe it looked like just Marshall was unable to host round 3. So otherwise Marshall hosts against Youngstown State, and then they hosted. But then Arkansas State actually got the host, so in one of the Fab Four. And but then Marshall's got the host over Illinois State in that tournament. So Marshall is going to host against Illinois West State at 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network on Saturday, April 4th. I like that it's in between not on the days of the semifinals of the like it doesn't overlap like the men's Final Four. It's before the men's Final Four starts, which I like. So more people tune in to watch that if they want to watch the men's Final Four as well. They're big college basketball junkies, just men's and women's. And then it doesn't overlap. It doesn't also overlap like the women's Final Four. Which I like. Because playing it on like the day, like after the women's Final Four, kind of make the game like less important. After like the championship game, which I like. As well. So yeah, that's awesome. So it's gonna be a good, solid game. I can, and I'm gonna tune in to it as well. That's gonna be a great, great game. Can't wait to see 2 solid teams. Marshall, I've watched a good bit of Marshall games. I watch, doing these whip runs. I watch like a bunch of like mid-major. I watch more of like the mid-major schools because of power conferences. Now I see what's on regular over linear TV. But I focus more on the mid-majors. And that's going to be a really, really solid game. So, because Illinois State's a solid mid-major out of the Missouri Valley. And Missouri Valley is a solid mid-major conference in women's basketball. Not necessarily maybe the NCAA tournament, but they are solid up there. But they are solid also in second-tier tournaments, second-tier, third-tier tournaments. And so is like the Sun Belt. The Sun Belt is really good mid-major conference as well. Maybe not necessarily like a team that's going to be like bid stealers for the NCAA tournament, but they will get like second WNIT, WNIT bids.